Okay, so what is your name and what do you do?
My name's Hunter Cash. I'm a bartender at Chili's here in San Marcos, and I'm also a volunteer firefighter for South Hays Fire Department.
Okay, and where were you during the May flooding of San Marcos?
The one in May, I was just hanging out at the house, and one of my buddies called me and said that he knew of a bunch of water coming in from like the Blanco area and up towards or from Wimberley, and said that he was pretty much going to have his house washed out or everything kind of like I guess he's a kayak guide, so he had a lot of kayaks there. That was really the only thing he was worried about was getting a couple hundred boats out of the way before that water came rushing through. So went over there and pretty much loaded up all we could into the few trucks that we had there. And literally the minute we started pulling out of his house on the service road on 35, it was within maybe, I would say maybe 3 minutes of us just pulling out of his house. That service road probably had 3 or 4 feet of water on it. That was actually moving pretty good. It was all the way. I mean, I don't know if you can tell the truck. The truck's lifted, and it was spitting through my doors, through the bottom cracks of my doors, driving through it. So it was gnarly stuff. It's probably the deepest water I've driven through.
Yeah. And what about the October flooding?
That one, I was also here at the house, and I decided to go up to the station because I got my Swift Water Tech after that first flooding happened. So there's only a few of the guys at the station that have that, and as soon as I got up there, we hooked up to a boat, and one of our first calls was off of Post Road, and it was just insane because we took the interstate to get there and went down Mill Street, and we had to put the actual boat in. We had to back the truck up and put the boat in on Post Road right by Travis Elementary School.
In the road.
In the road, the water was all the way up to the gas pumps at that I think it's a Texaco station right there. And pretty much the only thing we did that whole day is call after call. People were trying to drive through the water, and their cars would either bottom out or get flooded or whatever, and they'd be sitting on the roofs of their cars just waiting on us to come through and pick them up. So we have an inflatable boat with a 40 horse motor on it, so that was kind of getting us around through the swift water. It was pretty crazy just watching people. I mean, people would think they could get through it, I guess, and you'd see them take off in their car no matter how many people tried to stop them, and immediately their car would just like stop, and sure enough they'd be on their roof within minutes. And for the rest of the day, pretty much that's how that went. We kept taking the boat in and out different spots in San Marcos. We put it in out behind or by the Stokes Dam, where those new apartments were built, the Woods apartments. And even at that complex, we were between San Marcos Fire Department and South Hays Fire. We were picking people off their second-story balconies with those boats and taking them to drier land or higher ground. So that was probably one of the craziest things I've seen. I think the second flood probably was more like eye-opening than the first, maybe just because I was on the boat and got to see a lot more of the actual carnage from the flood, actually like how everything was so damaged. Crazy though.